This one was pretty wild too. Another Grums one. Shout out to Grums. Grums doing the work today, putting the work in. He said, they have gone crazy. Canadian game dev CEO is warning all Canadians to not attend GDC, the Game Developers Conference, because he fears they will not be allowed to leave, or worse. And he quotes, wipe your phones. So this ought to be good. I have not read through this whole thing. I was just, when I saw that, I'm like, oh, GDC, not attend, woke dev. I have to talk about this one because holy crap, these are always bangers. So we have Chief Creative Officer at Hinterland. Hinterland. Hinterland Studio. Okay, because Hinterland's like a music fest. Okay. So here we go. That's this guy here. He's a CEO of this company. So before we even read the letter, work on your lettering, buddy, because you can't read your word with the white on white background on your literal first thing you see on your homepage. Coming to early access in 2026. Constant exploration, thoughtful places, survive the quiet apocalypse. Join 10 million other players in experiencing what Wired Magazine calls the pinnacle of the entire genre. What? 10 million players? They had 10 million players on this game that I've never heard of that came out 11 years ago. 10 million players? The first Long Dark was very good, but it was made a long time ago. I've never heard of it. Here's the other thing, and it kind of throws a wrench into the whole conversation of, oh, don't buy woke games from woke developers, which I still stand by. But what say you if a developer made a based game, and then 25 years go by and they get enveloped with the woke mind virus and go crazy and have extreme TDS, extreme EDS, and hate gamers. But when they made their original game, they were never like that, because that's happened. Like Jaffe, exactly. Jaffe is like exhibit A for that. Exactly. It just, it really throws a wrench into the, how are you supposed to feel about the original Twisted Metal knowing that Jaffe is Jaffe? But regardless, let's read what he has to say here, because this ought to be good. This is Raphael van Lierop saying, important, in all caps, message for all my Canadian game developer friends and colleagues. If you are attending GDC in San Fran next week, I beseech you to reconsider. You can know this is reading like it's a parody. Like it's almost like a joke trying to see how many stupid people he can fool. That's how dumb this sounds already. You can no longer expect to travel to the US and return safely. Source? What? Where's this coming from? Like how mind virus do you have to be to write this? And then press send. Like, imagine how many people write this kind of stuff, and then the last second they're like, no, that's kind of weird and crazy. I'm not gonna, let me delete. I'm not gonna write that because that's crazy. I bet that happens a lot. But this was actually sent. Things are getting intense. Things. These are very ambiguous words. Things. I beseech you to reconsider. You can no longer expect to travel safely. Where's the source or receipts for any of this? These are just blank words that mean nothing. Things are getting intense, and they're going to get worse before they get better. How? Do not put yourself in a position where you are unable to get back to Canada. That sounds like a win, by the way. Holy crap. Or where your Canadian citizenship is used against you. This is especially true if you have been supportive of any causes or expressed any values that run contrary to the tastes of the current administration in the US. Here's the thing. All Trump is doing is following the laws that exist in this country. As far as I've seen, I don't think he's actually created any new laws. He may have, but from what I've seen, it's just following laws that were not being followed previously. And apparently, by following the law of the land of the free, it makes it a dangerous place for Canadians to come to America. Oh, okay. If you have, wipe your phones. I mean, bro, are you implying that all your buddies are pedos? Because I could see that being used against you in America. Yeah, I could see that being a problem. I don't know how people would have access to that information on your phone, but I mean, if you left it unlocked at GDC and someone picked it up and was looking through your photos and saw stuff, there could be an issue there. Yes. I don't even know if that's even legal to do, because then that's an invasion of personal property too. So I don't even know if that would work either. But my greater point being is, like, what goes through this guy's mind to be like, the whole world's out to get you, bro? What are you doing? What skeletons do you have in your closet where this is your mindset right now? What are you so afraid of? What are you so afraid of? Stay in touch with family and friends in Canada so they know where you are at all times. This is fear-mongering. This is straight up like trying to create an environment where it becomes a perception, speaking truth to power, even if they know it's not true, which by reading this, it sounds like this guy believes it. But even if he knew it wasn't true and he's posting it, the ultimate goal would be to just get the information out there, make people start seeing it. Hopefully other like-minded people will start saying the same kind of stuff. And then it would just become a thing. It would just happen, and everyone would just start believing that truth because it's been said enough times. Or even better, just stay home. All GDC talks will be available in the vault. This is actually the best news I'm getting out of this entire thing, because the previous Sweet Baby and Kim Belair talk was not in the vault. They did not have that video there. But if this is true and to be believed, we're going to be able to react, and I don't need to go to GDC to see it. And that's going to be great. That's going to be we'll probably do that on a live stream. I was like, it'd be either a video or a live stream, but most likely it'll be a live stream. And most likely we'll have Master of the TDS joining us for it. And most business transactions can be done over video calls, or better yet, you can just invite folks to visit you in Canada. Yeah. I'm sure that's a great idea. Let's go up to the place where the dictator in charge there started freezing bank accounts because truckers were protesting. Yeah, sounds like a really safe environment for us to go to. What could possibly go wrong for Americans up there? We are generally nice and friendly, as long as you don't threaten to annex our country. Oh God, this guy is too much. What he doesn't realize is the greater point of what GDC has turned into, at least from what I've witnessed, especially in recent years, with the downturn of the game industry and insane, unfathomable amount of jobs being lost. GDC has turned into a networking event, where that used to be like a side part of it, where it's like, oh, let's network while we talk about the games we're working on. Now I see it becoming more of a, let's talk about the games that other people are working on, and let's network and see if I can work at those companies, because I've been out of a job and looking for work for the past 8 months, and I need to get back in the industry because I need a job. It's either that or get paid by Soros and protest Teslas and start taking hammers to hoods of Teslas. Like, These are the options that are given to these people right now. Allegedly, in my humble opinion. I'm sorry if this seems alarmist to you, but if it does, I would suggest you haven't been paying sufficient attention to the news. Oh, yeah, the news, because they wouldn't lead us astray. We can always trust the news to have our best interests in mind, sure, or what is unfolding before your very eyes. Please be careful. How kind, how kind. The funniest part about this is how self-defeating this really is at the end of the day. Because if this message does pick up and it does get legs, which it won't, but if it does, it would be like taking a sword and just stabbing yourself in the stomach. Like GDC is a wokey event. And this is a wokey telling people not to attend GDC because America bad. It's like, bro, you don't realize that you can't see the forest for the trees. You are literally trying to destroy the very event that is protecting your people. But have at it, Haas. Have at it. But what a wild take. I've read some wild takes, and this one's up there. This one's up there. This guy sounds like a true loon, a true wacko, like absolute craze. I don't know. I don't know what to even tell him. There's nothing I can say except GDC is going to happen, and it will have a shit ton of people going to it. And I would venture to guess that the vast majority of people going to GDC don't have a job. I know that sounds wild to say, but just from what I've been witnessing, I wouldn't be surprised to see that. Woke eats woke. It's the final chapter of the woke book when they start eating themselves. It's so true. I'll leave that there, though.